Hi everyone, and welcome to the Ethereal Tarot channel. My name is Alexa, and in today's reading we will be looking into what you need to hear. So there are 3 groups to choose from. Feel free to choose more than one if you feel drawn to more than one. Take your time with your choices. You can go by the number, the picture of the card, or any way that you feel you must choose. Do what feels best to you. Timestamps can be found in the description for whenever you're ready. Pause the video if you need more time, but we'll see those of you who are ready very soon. Hi Group 1, and welcome to your reading on what you need to hear at this time. So let's go on and get into it. For Group 1, what do they need to hear at this time, Group 1? For your first card, we have the 3 of Pentacles. So immediately I'm thinking this is in regard to some type of work that you do. For some of those who have an actual job that they attend to, I feel this is really asking for you to think very clearly on your role and what you contribute. How much do you contribute to your current position, and is it recognized adequately? I do feel for those of you who maybe do freelance work, it's important that you put yourself out there a bit more. Regardless of what you do day to day, I am seeing a need to connect with people who are able to see your skills more clearly, or really restructure the way that you are communicating your skills and abilities. There's a lot there about being able to speak about your work, or being able to collaborate with others, or show your capabilities. So for some of you, this could be really talking about you honing in your focus on what it is that you want to do for work, or really developing the skill set needed in order to build upon your career in some way, or build upon a project you're working on, or finding people who are able to contribute to your growth and your success. This is giving me the energy of networking, of meeting people who may give you information that you aren't privy to. But let's get a bit more here for you, Group 1. What does Group 1 need to hear at this time? Group 1. What does Group 1 need to hear at this time? So for some of you, if you have been sending out applications, or if you have been looking for new work or new positions, I am seeing that there could be a favorable outcome to some of those applications. You could hear back from them with an interview, or wanting to know more about your skills. I definitely see with this spread here, we have the 3 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands, and the 9 of Pentacles. Oop. There's one hiding behind it. The 6 of Swords. You could be transitioning into a new position that provides you with more stability, more security, and a feeling of alignment, I feel, Group 1. It could have taken some time, or it could take some time to transition into this new position. For some of you, you could be leaving a job or some type of work environment that was very team focused, and moving towards more independent work. But in general, I'm seeing that you are developing skills in your current position that will move you towards a position of more freedom and leisure, especially if you are wanting more flexibility in your schedule. I definitely see that happening. I do feel that this will require some time and attention to, practical matters, such as maybe reviewing documentation, or making sure you send in the right information. Maybe this is revising certain credentials that you have, or revising your resume, or brushing up on interviewing skills. I'm seeing a lot here about career progression, movement forward, transitioning into something new for sure. I definitely see a desire for more independence and really focusing on how you can support yourself outside of someone else. You know, I definitely see you wanting to really be self-reliant. And for some of you, I feel like this new role could represent the beginning of a new chapter for you, or you getting a new position, or you really focusing on attaining some type of position will represent, a new beginning for you. I see you wanting a change. You could be trying to manifest a change for yourself, or really ground a desire that you have, and this desire feels very tied to your work. So I do want to get an oracle card from this Moonology deck just to get a bit more clear about what you need to hear. Group 1, what does group 1 need to hear? We have Cardinal Moon with be bold and make the first move. So I do feel for you, group 1, it's a time of being proactive, not waiting for opportunities to land in your lap. It's really important that you put yourself out there, that you look for opportunity, that you express interest to those who may be able to assist you in finding something that is more aligned with you. This may require you to come out of a comfort zone, especially if you are needing to communicate with other people in your field. You know, networking seems to be really pushed for you here, group 1. So putting yourself out there in new ways, showing the skills that you have, developing projects or developing some type of skill that you know is lucrative for you will definitely be beneficial. I see that more action may need to be taken in order to see these changes occur for you, group 1. And I also see that there may need to be some type of mental shift in the ways that you think about your current role, but also in the types of work that you're able to do. I'm seeing a need to maybe expand your vision of who you can be or who you're meant to be, and seeing how your current work can relate to the future role that you want, even if it's not entirely in alignment with what you're doing now. You could be wanting to make a significant job change. And I do feel that the message here is to not discredit the work experience that you've already developed, but to use it as a strength, seeing how certain skills that you may have acquired from one position can help in another realm. I'm thinking of myself right now, like, you know, I used to be in RBT, where I was in charge of helping children on the autism spectrum to develop everyday life skills and, you know, to curb some of those maladaptive behaviors that they had. And that really cultivated patience for me. I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty patient person anyway, but it helped me to transition into my new role as a researcher, where, you know, I work with people every day. So I definitely need patience for that, you know? And, you know, there's a lot of things that I've taken from my other job into this one, but regardless of that, it's being able to see how one experience kind of leads into the other, you know? So being able to communicate that in your interviews or in whatever you are embarking on. That was just my quick example. I don't really know if that was helpful to you guys. I hope it was. But let's see what else comes out for you, group 1. Let's see. Anything else here for group 1? What do they need to hear? Group 1. We have new moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. So definitely there could be a need to step out of some type of comfort zone. It does feel like a bit of social anxiety that may need to be overcome, or just perceptions of self that may need to be overcome, or fears in regard to your stability or your security. And the only way to work through these fears is to face them. So that definitely seems to be the push here for you, is to face your fears in regard to your work environment, or in regard to up leveling in some way, and doing what you need to do in order to get to that position that you want to be in, which is free financially, with your time, your energy, and being able to do what it is that you want to do when you want to do it. Okay, let me just clarify this Three of Pentacles here, just to be sure. Can we clarify the Three of Pentacles? Yeah, I definitely see you could have a lot of options to choose from in regard to opportunities to network, or opportunities to pursue a new role. There could be a little bit of confusion about the direction that you want to take, or which field is calling to you the most, or you could have so many skills that you can cultivate, or so many skills that you could place on your resume. And it's important that you hone in on the one that brings you the most fulfillment. This could also be encouraging you to explore a bit, explore your options, to look outside of the primary place you've been looking. Let's say you've been on one site specifically, or you've been looking into one group specifically. It's pushing you to, yes, look into that one that you've been doing, but also look at the other options that you may not be fully aware of. And to not limit yourself or feel like there's not as many opportunities as there are. All right, anything else for group one? Anything else here for group one? All right, we have Justice here. So, with that Justice card, I do feel it's really encouraging you to look at the pros and cons of the opportunities that present themselves to you, making sure that you are making grounded decisions, and not romanticizing certain opportunities, especially with this Seven of Cups here. Being very clear about what it is that you need, especially in regard to your stability. So making sure that whatever you decide to take on, or whatever you decide to pursue, make sure that it is truly going to support you long term. With this Justice card, I am feeling a need to make very logical, balanced decisions in regard to your work right now, and just in general in regard to your everyday life, making sure you're keeping things in balance, especially if you have been super focused on work. This card makes me think of needing to feel supported by your relationships as well, leaning into other areas of your life and making sure that you're not focusing too much on one specific area. But definitely, making a pros and cons list could be beneficial with the job opportunities, or the opportunities in general that come towards you. And maybe getting a second opinion could also be beneficial. Reading the fine print, if you are given an offer, making sure that it is in alignment with you, in that, there's no legal deception, or just, anything that could raise concerns. Do what is best for you, group one. But overall, I do see opportunity coming towards you. It looks like a good time to really focus on nurturing stability in your life, really focusing on building your life in general. This does feel like a self-focused energy, and perhaps that is for the best right now. Continuing to invest in yourself will only be good for the other aspects of your life. So yeah, does seem like a time of really developing a sense of confidence in what you have to offer and, offering what it is that you would like to offer to those who can support you. So that is what I have for you, Group 1. Let me know how it resonated in the comments below. I hope that you are doing well and I hope everything goes well with this process. Know that success is on the horizon for you. This feels like a leveling up, a process of leveling up, a process of promotion. So best of luck with everything you have going on. I hope to see you in the next reading. Until then, take it easy. Bye-bye. Hi, Group 2, and welcome to your reading on what you need to hear at this time. So let's go on and see what that may be for you, Group 2. Okay, what does Group 2 need to hear at this time? Group 2. What does Group 2 need to hear at this time? Very interesting. As I was pulling your card, I was hearing slow and steady. Slow and steady, slow and steady. And I see why. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Not the Nine of Pentacles, excuse me. The Nine of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. And see, I feel like you're working towards becoming the Nine of Pentacles. You are putting in a lot of effort right now. I do feel a level of exhaustion, a level of feeling a bit tired, needing a break, feeling like even in the midst of this exhaustion, you still have to show up to get the coin. Okay, you still have to do what you have to do in order to get what you need. And indeed, I don't think that is wrong at all. I do feel that there is a level of perseverance needed in this time of your life. I do feel that you have a lot that is maybe expected of you at this time. And you could be really feeling protective over a specific opportunity that you've been given, or you feel as if this is all on you. Like you need to make something happen because you're the only one who is capable of doing so. This feels like a bit of like lone wolf energy almost, or just feeling very responsible for the success of your life. With the Queen of Cups on the bottom, I am feeling the need to say to give yourself a bit more grace. Take some time out to take care of your needs. Really tend to your needs. With the Queen of Cups here, I am seeing a need to reflect on how this has been affecting you emotionally. Especially if you are a woman or you have a cycle or you identify as a woman, it is very important to see how your body may be reacting to the stressors that you've been facing, or seeing how certain days within your cycle may lead to you feeling a bit more moody, or how it may affect your body in certain ways, and being a bit more gentle on those days where you may need a bit more grace, So I am feeling that you may need to give yourself a bit more grace, Group 2. Regardless of your gender, of course, it's very important that you take care of you, because without you, none of this can happen. But let's get a bit more information. Why don't we, Group 2? Group 2. What does Group 2 need to hear? Yeah, Group 2. I am feeling a bit of tension here with the Four of Pentacles and Judgment. I definitely do feel a very protective, guarded energy here. You could be feeling a bit tight. That could be within your body. That could be financially. You feel like you're holding on to your finances, or you're needing to be very frugal, or you're needing to really look at where your money's going. I am seeing that, with Judgment, I'm feeling as if there is a bit of a push to reflect on your relationship with money. Group 2, it feels a bit deep. I want to say reflecting on your relationship with stability in general, with safety, the concept of safety. What does that really look like for you, group 2? It can extend outside of just money, but with the pentacles, of course, I immediately think of resources. So, you know, you could just be needing to be a bit more aware of how much you have to give, of how much energy you have, of how much money you have, of how much in general you have, so that you're better able to allocate it to the right things or to the things that you truly value. I do feel there could be a wake-up call coming towards you here, a judgment call that you may have to make about what is important to you, so that you're not expending energy in places that don't give back to you. And I do feel that's why this guarded energy is here, because you may have invested into something. Perhaps it was a relationship or some type of romance or some type of new person, or someone or something could have really pulled you in, or seems like it was good for you but ended up disappointing you in some way, or it could have taken a lot out of you, and now it just feels like a time to regroup. But of course that won't be for everyone. But definitely I see a need to protect your energy, group 2. Protect your energy, protect your resources, and make sure that you are only showing up in places and spaces that respect and honor what it is that you are giving. This could be urging you to maybe think twice before you give into certain situations, or think twice before you make a certain purchase. Of course, do you, free will. Nobody's really checking you, okay? But I do see that it might be helpful for you to connect with yourself in that way. But let's clarify some things, okay? I really want to clarify the 9 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles. So let's do that. What is this 9 of Wands about? Why is the 9 of Wands here? Why is the 9 of Wands here? Interesting. We have a card that fell. Let's go ahead and get that. So we have the Emperor and the King of Wands. So for a lot of you, I do feel this is really primarily focused on you being exhausted from investing so much time into your job, or investing a lot of time into the vision that you have of your life. Maybe experiencing some type of setback, or really having to work long hours in order to make something happen. I see a lot of passion and drive towards a specific direction that you're taking. Now, that's for some of you. Others of you, with these 2 very strong masculine figures here, I'm seeing that you may feel the need to protect yourself from this energy, or maybe you're needing to put up certain boundaries with someone who is very macho, or someone who's very the King of Wands Emperor energy just feels a bit maybe domineering, or maybe just like my way or the highway. This could be a person in your life that you've been dealing with. Could be someone who is more masculine, needing to really set boundaries with them, because there could be like some type of issues you've been facing with that. Okay. It could go either way. This could be in regard to your work, or it could be in regard to a relationship. I am seeing, regardless of the matter, there's a need to establish more boundaries with either your work or a person, so that you aren't overly investing into something, and really giving it your all when you're not getting much back. So let's clarify the 4 of Pentacles. Can we clarify the 4 of Pentacles? Yeah, so group 2, it's very interesting. This could be in regard to a relationship for sure. Are you healing or removing yourself from some conflict that you've had with a relationship with someone who could have been selfish, or who maybe was not as considerate of you as you maybe desired? So you're now needing to, remove yourself from that situation, or really protect your energy, which I felt, was really the message anyway, was to protect your energy from those places or spaces that maybe, let's not say they have negative intentions towards you, but maybe they're very self-interested, or they're very focused on fulfilling their needs, regardless of what it is that you want. Maybe your wants and desires are not considered. This could be at your job, or this could be with a person, or it could be both. The message here for you is to really focus on yourself and make sure that you are giving to yourself in the way that you want others to give to you, and recognizing when something is not providing the necessary support that you need, so that you can, come back to center and ensure that you aren't giving from an empty space or place. So let's get a bit more information here for you, group 2. I have to say, if this is in regard to a person, I do feel they're very distracting. I want to say, it's very, I feel they could be very attractive to you. Their personality, their physical appearance, something about them really pulls you in. But I am not so sure that they are good for you. Do you? Again, this is your life. But it does seem like they're very focused on themselves. Might I say a little selfish? And I think you could benefit from being a little bit more selfish. You could learn a bit of selfishness from this person, quite honestly. But that's just if you are dealing with a person. Anyway, let's see. Oh, wow. So maybe we are talking about relationships. Group 2. We have new moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins. So I do feel that this situation is showing you a lot about previous relationship patterns that you may be needing to shed. With this Judgment card, I do feel there's a lot of awareness taking place on relationship dynamics, and I'm seeing that you take some time to yourself to recover, to heal, to renew your energy after dealing with this type of dynamic could really help you to reflect on the type of relationship that you want to have. Making sure that you are attracting balanced relationships, not over giving or over investing into a situation that only takes from you, but definitely reserving, the best parts of you for someone worthy of that. And again, this is not to say that this person and however they're treating you or whatever they're doing is because of you. It's definitely a them issue. I feel this person could be used to getting what they want and they just expect the same from you. And, I'm not really liking the energy the most, I'm going to be honest. A group 2, if this is in regard to a relationship, it just feels very selfish and inconsiderate. And you definitely deserve better than that. So yeah, this is a chance for you to really see what you don't want to have going forward in your relationships. I don't even want to say, I want to see. Because I was going to say there could be reconciliation, but at this moment in time, if this is in regard to a relationship, honestly, I do feel very strongly it might be. There could be, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Right now, I do feel it's more about you really connecting with yourself and getting to know yourself on a deeper level, especially in regard to how you show up in relationships and the dynamics that you've dealt with in your past. But again, that's for those of you who are dealing with a relationship. As for your job, if you guys are dealing with some type of conflict in the workplace, or you're dealing with some burnout or feeling a bit disconnected from your work in some way, I am seeing that there potentially is a need to really focus on why you decided to go this route. Thinking about the choices that you have with this Libra energy, expanding your options in that way. When I think of Libra, I think of, balancing different options, or balancing decisions, or really thinking about decisions that need to be made. This could be urging you to connect with someone that you know who could potentially put in a good word for you, or who could open up your mind to different opportunities, connecting with like-minded individuals as well is signaled with that card, but definitely getting to a more balanced place so that you're not over-investing in one area. That seems to be the main energy for group 2, just not over-investing in any area of your life, but being very aware of what you have to offer and how much you have to offer to anything that presents to you at this time, no matter how attractive it is to you. Whether it be a new job opportunity or a new person or existing person, no matter what it is, just being aware that, you aren't being taken advantage of because you have so much to offer. Yes, and being mindful of any people-pleasing behavior as well with that Libra energy. Anything else for group 2, please? Anything else here? So we have, you're very close to achieving your goal. We love to see that. So keep on working away. Group 3, persevere through this time, no matter the challenge that you are facing. Keep on keeping on, and make sure you take some time out to rest. Even if that feels a bit selfish to you, you know what you need. Take care of your needs, and continue to do what you're doing because it's leading to a lot of growth and success. And trust that everything is turning out well and in your favor, and let go of control of the things that you do not have control over, and trust in what is unfolding in your life. Because it does seem like overall there are good things happening for you. I just feel like there may be a distraction or distractions that pull you away from yourself. And it's important that you stay centered. I do feel the need to pull one more card for you. Anything else here for group 2, please? Group 2. Anything else here for group 2? We have a lot of wands here. We have the Page and the Knight of Wands and the Two of Swords. With that, I feel it's asking you to get very clear on what you want. Explore your options for sure. Group 2, explore your options in all regards. Don't get stuck in any one position or any one place, or get stuck on a particular thing. Know that you are expansive and that there are expansive opportunities waiting for you to pursue. And really put yourself in positions to have a new experience without the baggage of your past. But it may require you to just take some time out first. But you're in a very attractive energy right now. So just be mindful that when you are in an attractive energy, you attract a lot to you. And not everything that comes to you is meant to stay, nor is it meant to be in your energy. So just be mindful of any siphoning. If you feel drained by a situation, let that be a clue to maybe take a step back, reevaluate its priority in your life, and adjust how much you're investing into it. But group 2, let me know how that resonated for you in the comments. Yours was a little bit longer than I intended. But I hope that it was helpful. Sending you so much love. Take it easy. Give yourself some grace and space to navigate this new chapter of your life. Be open to the opportunities that are coming to you, because I do see plenty to explore. Be open, accept invitations, go out, have fun, and don't hyper focus on any one particular thing or person, because I do see that there is a lot for you to explore. So I'll leave it there. Much love to you, and I'll chat with you in the next one. Hi, Group 3, and welcome to your reading on what is it that you need to hear at this time. So let's see if that may be for you. Group 3. What does Group 3 need to hear at this time? What does Group 3 need to hear at this time? I like it. What does Group 3 need to hear at this time? Look at that. Aw, I love your energy, Group 3. We initially have the Queen of Pentacles coming out, and as a Capricorn myself, I do love to see the Queen of Pentacles, okay? Very grounded energy, very abundant, secure, stable energy. And I do feel this is what you're coming into. It does feel like a time to celebrate how far you've come. You know, we have the Four of Wands and the Six of Cups as well. I'm getting reunion energy here with you, Group 3. So you could be connecting more with people or connecting with people that you know from your past, or going out to more events, connecting with people who feel very familiar to you. This does seem like the message is to engage in that energy if you aren't already there. But I am seeing that you have so much love to give. You have so much to offer. You have cultivated a beautiful garden, and now it's time to invite in people who can nourish you and nurture the garden that you've built and you've succeeded in developing, okay? We also have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom, the King of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. A lot of pentacle energy, a lot of grounded energy, very stable here. And I feel it's important that you are engaging with others at this time. I do see that being the main energy or focus here for you, is to connect with other people, especially if you have been working very hard, or if you've been very focused on the set routine that you have. I do see it's time to have a bit more fun, connect with people that you love, make time for people that you love, and ensure that all of your needs are being met. You know, I do feel that you do have what you need. You are in a place of abundant prosperity, or that's something that you are coming into. But I do feel like socially you might benefit from connecting with others a bit more. So can we get a bit more information here for Group 3? We need a bit more information. Can we clarify this Queen of Pentacles energy? Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? Very interesting. We have the Seven of Cups and the Ten of Swords. You know, this gives me the energy of nursing yourself back to health, especially if you've been through some difficulty, or it's taken a lot of navigating confusion in order to get to this position that you're in. And you know, I feel this is just pushing you more towards enjoying what you have cultivated in your life because of what you've gone through in order to get here. The Seven of Cups makes me feel like you have options to choose from, or you have things that you could be focused on, but I feel you're not focused on those things right now. It feels like you're hyper focused on a particular aspect of your life. But I do want to get more clarity here. What is this about? Yeah, I do feel there could be a need for more balance here. Definitely if you have not been, taking invitations out, or if you've been wanting to spend a bit more time to yourself more recently, I am seeing that, again, there's this push to invite more social energy into your life. Can we clarify that Six of Cups? Why is the Six of Cups here? We have the Ace of Cups. So definitely I am seeing a need to connect with others. There could be an opportunity to connect with others more deeply. You could be introduced to new people who open you up in new ways. I am seeing you could have dealt with some disappointing, confusing energy that maybe has led you to be a bit more guarded with your energy, or be more guarded with yourself. But I do see that you connecting with new people, or maybe even connecting with people that you know from your past, but they introduce you to new people, that could be very beneficial to you. And also it will help you cultivate a sense of community as well. Because I do see a need for community. Group 3. A coming together. I feel that's the message for you, is it's time to come together with others. Because I do feel, you do pretty well on your own. I don't feel like you really mind being alone. But it could be good for you to host a party, maybe even, or just at least attend something that's social. Can we get a bit more here for group 3, please? We have, what do you need to release? And your hard work is paying off with that new moon in Capricorn. We love to hear it. We love to see it. I already know for you, group 3, your hard work is paying off. It's evident. You should celebrate how far you've come. You should celebrate how much you've been able to accomplish, how much you've been able to do. In the midst of that, I do feel that there are some things that maybe need to be released from your past. With this Ten of Swords, I do feel this success, this growth, this expansion did not come without some type of difficulty that you've had to overcome. Some type of difficult, abrupt ending that you've dealt with, or maybe even burnout, or just dealing with a person or a situation that left you feeling drained or even betrayed. I feel anything dealing with that, if it's led to you being more guarded with yourself or being more closed off to the concept of community, I do see that there's a push for you to be more open to others, to, forgive your past so that you're better able to move forward and towards new connections that will be able to support you in ways that you haven't been supported before. Anything else for group 3, please? Getting a little dark in here. Sun's going down. Any other messages for group 3, please? Well, there we have it. Yeah, it's definitely a time to commute, to connect, to network. It's very similar to a different group. I do feel, though, this is more personal. Like, it's not about networking in your career. This feels more like connecting with people personally, really finding that group of people who can uplift you and you just have a good time with. And maybe you already have that. You already have friends. You already have community. It's just being more intentional about spending time with them, and knowing that you have that support system so that you're not feeling like all of this is on you, or you have to deal with everything on your own, especially if you are navigating a difficult situation right now. Calling on the support of your community could be very helpful, or just having a chance to let your hair down and not take things too seriously. Because I do feel with that Capricorn energy, you have been very focused, very diligent on something you're trying to manifest in your life. And, it's time to just take a step back, really, take it easy and have a bit of fun. I feel like it's time to have some fun. Group 3. Because I do see with this Nine of Swords energy, you could be dealing with a lack of sleep, or your sleep schedule could just be a little chaotic. Or maybe you're dealing with some worries or anxieties about things. For some of you, this could be social anxiety that keeps you from going out to places or doing things. But I do see it's time to release that so that you're better able to enjoy, the warmth of the sun. We don't want to close ourselves off or isolate ourselves, and it can be a little cold, like this scenery here. It's very cold and isolating, but you deserve the warmth of connection, so be open to that. Anything else? Final messages here. Group 3, final messages. We have the Star, and it did come out reversed, so definitely, this kind of makes me feel like for some of you, you could have lost hope in humanity. Maybe you dealt with some people who made you really feel a bit jaded towards people. And I get it. Totally understand. But I do feel the message here is that not everyone is going to disappoint you. Be sure that you're not expecting disappointment when you engage in these encounters with others. Having an open mind and an open heart will definitely be able to show you a different side of people. Because, I do feel like you've been very focused on your stability or focused on yourself, and it could definitely be a time of needing to invite in that support. So, anything else for group 3? Group 3. Don't lose hope in what you're able to attract. It's time to release negativity with the full moon in Scorpio and believe in the impossible with this blue moon. And when I'm filming, it is a blue moon in Sagittarius, so happy blue moon. I hope you made some time to set intentions for the things that you hope to ground in your life, because it's a great time to do so, especially with that Jupiter energy. It's a Sagittarius full moon with Jupiter exalted in Cancer, perfect energy to set intentions. But I do feel with this release negativity, this could be a time of letting go of past dealings so that you're able to invite in connections that surprise you. You could have dealt with friend groups or people who, maybe were not supportive, or they maybe betrayed you in some way. And that led you to having defenses up, maybe having trust issues. But I do feel with this blue moon energy, it's showing you that believe in the impossible, especially with the Star. Believe that there are people out there who can support you, and trust that maybe the impossible is actually very possible. You could come into contact with people who are able to uplift you in the ways that you need. You have the discernment of your past that allows you to see who and what is meant to be in your life. So, you don't have to be on guard or in preparation for something bad to happen. I do feel a need to not fear the worst here, especially with that Capricorn energy. And the High Priestess just reminds me that you have the discernment necessary to really make proper judgments in regard to people. So allow yourself to be open to community, connect with those that you love, connect with your current community, and allow them to show you to new spaces and places if they want to, you know? So I will leave it there. I hope that this message was clear and helpful to you, group 3. Let me know in the comments below. I'm wishing you so much love, success, prosperity, health, wealth, and joyous, loving community. You deserve it. Have some fun, take some time to take care of yourself. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Until then, bye-bye.